It's in the title.
Which one makes you wake up, baby?
God, I wish Troyer could burp again. That'd be great.
That would be fantastic. Is that the Death Star up there? I love the Death Star so much.
Holy sugar Shane Mosley, Troyer.
That one was forced, but still amazing.
Let's start the show. Welcome to the show.
How drunk are you right now?
Drunk on Diet Coke.
Diet Coke. Oh, you and your Diet Coke. God bless
It's
America.
unfortunate nobody hopped on yet to hear you belch like that.
Oh, that is a shame.
We're already live.
I know. Oh, there they are. Everybody that just started watching missed the most epic burp in background history.
So this is show number 1 of our sci-fi quarantine and chill movie recommendations, is it not?
Does that stand for scientific figgity fun?
It does. Scientific figgity fun. Kelly McComb says, unfortunately, she heard it.
No. So did Mariana.
Yes. Let's see if we can really scare off some lovely ladies today. Wouldn't that be nice?
The belch heard round the world.
That went live?
Yeah, it did.
Oh, it sure did.
We're going to do it live.
Some of it landed on my computer screen.
Oh, well, then you guys are not social distancing.
How did you give a hand job all the way from there?
Boom!
Oh, it didn't take long, did it? Man, we've been live for less than 2 minutes.
PG-13 crossed over.
All right.
We're going to go to the family audience in that movie.
Here. Oh, God. All right. Get ready. It's just about go time. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time.
It's time for Biscuits and Gravy, talk movies and other stuff. Starring Chad Fishburne as Biscuits and Anthony Russo as Gravy. Look at that mustache. We brought our friends along. Matt Troyer is our beer expert. And last but not least, the man, the myth, the legend, our fashionista, Ken Paul Smith. Ladies and gents, enjoy the show. And if you don't, you can suck it.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It is the Biscuits and Gravy Sci-Fi episode number 1. Why is it 1? Because we have 2 episodes of good old-fashioned sci-fi goodness right here with Biscuits and Gravy. My name is Anthony Michael Russo. I am one of your hosts along with Chad Fishburne. I think his middle name is Mario. Chad Mario Fishburne.
Hey, how you doing? Mario over here, also known as Biscuits. To my left over here is Mr. Gravy. Your left, my right. Someone he's that way. He's my right, your left.
High five. Yeah. Oh, that was good. All right. Anyways, let's go and bring up our other co-hosts. We, of course, have our man that knows how to wear fashion, not drag. My bad. What? We've got Ken Paul.
Different show. Save drag. That's a whole different category. Hey, guys. How are you?
Doing great. So he is our fashionista, and of course we have our very special, also seemingly fashionista on this episode as well. Look at that. Neo is in the house.
Oh, fun.
That's ITH, Anthony. ITH.
In the house. Got it. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, man.
God, you gotta stop swiping right on the line.
Stop raising the roof.
Stop raising the roof.
No, you listen. If I see you do that again, I'm coming down there and I'm going to give you something to cry about.
That reminded me when my mom used to do the when she heard about the phrase that's off the chain. She was about 5 years behind. She'd be like, Anthony, is this off the chain or what?
And then didn't you love it when people changed it? They tried to make it even more hip. They're like, oh, it's not off the chain anymore. It's off the heezy for sheezy.
True. Yeah, which is, I think, what she's at right now. I think that's
okay, cool. So 2006.
Holla. See what I did? And Chad also likes to say dope, which I don't think fits for Chad. But
dope is a classic one. I actually hear kids younger than me say it, so you're welcome.
Anyways, this episode is Biscuits and Gravy sci-fi. So we had to break it up into 2 because it's such a large category. We had a lot of fights over what was the actual if fantasy counted, if not. So we each had 20 different votes and mathematically came up with a formula to find our top 16. On this episode, we are doing 1 section of 8. So Troyer, are you ready to bring up that screen of our other potentials?
It's ready. You want to go next week or this week?
Let's first do this week. I'm going to go and read through them.
Boom. This week.
Boom. All right. I'm going to bring that full screen option right there. So this week we've got Matrix going against Minority Report, Blade Runner against Star Trek, Back to the Future against Avatar, and E.T. versus Transformers. Now, if you think we left anything off, don't worry. This is next week's episode. Yep, go ahead and switch to the next week. We've got Terminator against Children of Men, Jurassic Park against Mad Max, Alien against Inception, and Star Wars against Fifth Element. We're going to bring this up a couple times because I know people are going to go, wait, you forgot about Jurassic Park. So, anyways. All right. So, with that said, I'm going to go ahead and pull us back in the screen. All right. So, that is our screen. That is our competition. Here's how it works. We each get a vote. We can't be swayed by audience reactions. So, please, it's okay. We are listening to you. Here's the rub. If we end up tied 2-2,
you're not allowed to say that.
Here's the rub? No? Okay.
Yeah.
Shaken, not stirred? Okay. Blue pill for Ken. The crowd will actually determine who is the tiebreaker. So based on response, you guys are the tiebreaker out there, which means we're first going to start, though, with giving away a little bit of money, because that's what we do here. We are doing trivia courtesy of #BeTheChange, which is my company, which is all about taking action instead of creating just awareness, helping your fellow man, doing all these great things. Right now, we have this capability, like creating shows like this that hopefully spread smiles and also give away some money that you can spread to other people. Here's also the other thing. You cannot give your $5 back. It is up to you. I know it's only $5, but it's up to you what you do with it and spreading what could be something that goes viral in real life. Exactly. Take these passing. All right. So here's the deal. Question number 1, Chad, you are going to do your quote. So go ahead and give it to us. Put the answer in the comment box. First person to answer it correctly is the winner. If you're on a watch party right now, bounce over to the Work From Home Network page. That's the only place we'll see the answer. So come on over. Come on over, baby. Chad, you're on.
Is he a pig? He sure eats like one. That's your quote.
That's your quote. Let's do it one more time.
I was God. Is he a pig? He sure eats like one.
Name of the movie, right?
Name of the
movie. Please and thank you.
Name
this is
of
exciting.
the movie.
Taking it back to the old school because I'm an old fool who's so cool. You want to get down? Let me show you the way. Won't. There it is. Let me hear you say.
Whoop, there it is. That was your chance to raise the roof, Ken. Come on.
He's doing something over to the side here. I don't know if he's...
Oh. You know what? She hasn't gone grocery shopping this week, so maybe I'll throw her that 5. There it is.
No one knows how that works, do they?
Lay off the correct answers, Mom.
I like Phil. Phil goes, go Hillis.
Oh, Hillis, it's your birthday. We're gonna party like it's your birthday.
Well, maybe I just we didn't do 5 on that one. Maybe I give the 5 to Mom. It's okay. Maybe she's actually won a bunch, and I've never let her win. So maybe I'll let her take that one. So,
God. Phil says, please never do that again. I'm gonna have nightmares.
Yeah, that's not good. Okay, so with that, we're gonna get started. We need your guys' help. We need you to help vote. So we're going to get started with the list because we've got a few matchups that we have to get through to find out who the winner is of week 1. Not the best sci-fi movie of all time, but the winner of week 1 in our bracket style system. So here's what we got. First up is Matrix versus Minority Report. Matrix versus Minority Report. I'm going to leave this up there for a second. And then the boys, we're going to debate this. It's a 1-8 seed, so I feel like this one's a pretty easy one, but go ahead and let us know if you like Matrix or Minority Report.
This is actually a toughie. This is a toughie, but it's not super tough. Like I have an initial reaction to it, but you have to give respect to Minority Report because that is such a solid flick, but not just the original Matrix, which would take it over the top for me. So that would technically be my vote, Matrix. But it's a whole series. Whereas Minority Report was one movie and you got a full franchise with The Matrix. It just revolutionized the way that we looked at sci-fi films, re-revolutionized, because as we know, it just takes even more technology to keep it growing and growing in the right direction. So Matrix it is for me.
Yep. All right, so we got 1-0 for Matrix. Kenny, what do you got?
Again, going to shout out Minority Report brought us some groundbreaking, I don't want to, if I call it CG, but the concept of what could be done. And we all like to pretend we're doing this now when we're working on projects, because Tom with the answers hanging in the air was a brilliant move. And it would have gotten my vote if it had been against anything else. But when you talk about groundbreaking film work, The Matrix has it in spades. And it's a classic now. I got to go Matrix. It's funny how we were teasing Keanu for being surprised during the whole thing, but it was a brilliant performance. And the technology in the film, untouchable.
It was so good that I think the writers went from being brothers to sisters. That's how good of a, was it the writers or was it, writers, right?
Yeah, the Wachowskis,
The Wachowskis, yeah. I didn't even know that last night, by the way. That's a little fun fact for you. All right, so we've got 2 for The Matrix. We've got 1 vote on the outside for The Matrix as well. I'll go ahead and go, and then we'll let you wrap it up, Troyer. I'm going to make it pretty easy. And to also say, with all the movies we did, some of them are series. And with them being series, that could actually hurt them or help them.
That is true.
So,
that is true.
Like there are certain movies that had a phenomenal first and a really good fourth, whatever the heck you want to talk about it. But fact is, it could help or hurt. So with that, I'm going to be very simple on this one. I'm going Matrix. They were in my top couple. So I'm going Matrix for a pretty landslide victory on this one.
I like Tom Cruise. I like Samantha Morton. I loved Minority Report, but I love even more The Matrix. So that's a clean sweep, baby.
I figured that was that our. I don't think we had a single full clean sweep last week on our
did not
movies. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and pull this up. We're going to show that that's moved on. We're going to do our next one as well.
Tom, if you're watching, sorry.
Boom. Whoops, so big it doesn't even fit.
I voted for Tom in another flick that didn't make it into our top 16, but that was actually he was in another flick with Emily Blunt.
Edge of Tomorrow.
That was slick. That was a slick
so
flick.
Good.
Yeah,
great.
That was close. That lost unfortunately in the second round. If we were doing a full bracket style 64 team Final Four tournament,
bracketology. I'm pretty sure that's what they call it. It's bracketology.
Bracketology. Yeah. Troyer, do me a favor, since some people watched last week. What was the winner of our animated movie challenge? You got that tab somewhere?
Boom! Animated movie challenge. The number 4 seed Toy Story went all the way and won over all of those other ones.
Yeah. Hashtag disagree.
And ladies and gentlemen, that's why this is a democracy. We have to tell all the liberals that. Okay.
Just like the current president, I had to deal with the results of that election.
True. See, that's real. That's reality right there. Okay, moving on. The next one, we've got Blade Runner against Star Trek. And again, Star Trek is another one where it's the series built in. Blade Runner also has more than one. So you have to include all of them. I'm going to go ahead and put it in the chat box. Do you want to kick it off, Troyer?
I will. I'm going to predict another sweep in this category.
Really?
I will begin by saying Star Trek is fun, but it's silly. It's Spock. It's Dr. Bones. It's flitting about the universe. And it's great. But compared to a masterpiece like Blade Runner, I'm sorry. Blade Runner is superior in this category, and I'm going to vote for it.
Wow. Interesting. I'm not going to lie. I actually had not watched most of the old Star Treks until recently, like the 80s, 90s versions. I didn't think a ton of them. When I watched them, I think like bits and pieces when I was younger. They're actually pretty good. The new ones I love, but I'm not going to give my vote just yet. I'm going to go to Chad. Chad.
Matt made some fantastic points. No use in going over all of the same points again. I will say that I loved both the original Blade Runner and then when 2049 came out.
I agree.
I was blown away. And I'm going to take a page out of my buddy Kenny's book here because we always like to give shouts out to supporting role actors. Dave Bautista, anything that he's like, you to look at him, he's a huge professional wrestler. Early on in his wrestling career, yes, I'm a wrestling nerd. I'm from Florida, so I can get away with it. They didn't let him talk on the mic much. As soon as they gave him the microphone and let him start cutting promos, they're like, holy crap, this guy's amazing. So he's got a movie career now. You guys probably know who he is, especially from Guardians of the Galaxy. But he had a little bit part in this, and he's just a damn good actor. So Ryan Gosling, entire cast. Harrison's in it again, of course. So you can't go wrong. And the original would have been enough on its own, but 2049 was badass as well. So Blade Runner it is.
All right, so we've got 2 for Blade Runner. We got Philly Wilcox also throwing from the crowd. So I will go next. So Blade Runner, you're going to stab me on this one, and I didn't have time to watch the original, and I haven't seen it probably since I was like 16, so I can't count it. But the new one's great. However, Star Trek was goofy. The new version of I'm including the new versions of the Star Trek in there, which one year Rotten Tomatoes gave like 98% to one of the new Star Treks, and they're not as goofy. They're actually great movies.
They're really good.
And in terms
just
of the
not as good.
Chad formula of watching, it's such an enjoyable set of movies, and from an unexpected place, because I did not think I loved the Star Treks, and then I went back and had to watch the older ones. It's kind of like Batman. You have the goofy Batman, and then you got the killer, like edgy Batman. I am going to throw a wrench in your guys' plans because Star Trek was very high on my list. I'm going Star Trek without a question because of how many great movies they put out as well.
All right.
My wife would agree with you. My wife did not like Blade Runner 2049. Wasn't her cup of tea. I thought it was amazing. It's a longer film, but we're starting to see that more and more, especially with the sci-fi epics. If it's got me completely drawn in, I don't care how long it is because I'll look at my watch and be like, holy crap, that was 3 hours. If it's an amazing film, I don't care. I was looking at my watch at Titanic going, oh snap, I need to leave.
That's usually what KP says on a date. It doesn't matter how long it is as long as it keeps me drawn in. So, I love that Matt has zero emotion because he's playing Neo today. Okay, so that's where we're at on that one. We've got
Rutger Hauer, man. Rutger Hauer. I'll let it go. All right, Kenny.
All right, KP, you're our decider. Are we going to be tied going to the crowd?
So, here's what I know you're going to expect, and I wasn't going to talk about how great the new Star Treks are. They completely play to my heartstrings because when they started going to the movies, 79, 82 with the original TV cast, that couldn't have been a happier day for me as an old rerun fan of the TV series. I think they're spectacular, but here's where the spoiler is going to be. I cannot, even though I love them with all my heart, cannot say that they're better than the original Blade Runner. That original Blade Runner, not even including the follow-up. You take that movie by itself, nothing, and Ebert said this, nothing created an entire world that you could see, feel, and taste like Blade Runner has done. That original has zero dated qualities. It's an epically incredible movie. I got to go Blade Runner and break the hearts of my Star Trek boys.
That's all right. So we have 2 non-upsets, which is the opposite of last week. So we've got 2 clean wins, the 1 against the 4, which means we're going Back to the Future and against Avatar next. Before we do that, let's go ahead and
that's a toughie.
That is tough.
Chad's excited. So we got Back to the Future against Avatar, and then KP, since you're our fashionista, we got to know what you're wearing today for the sci-fi episode.
Well, it was a little tougher. Because I don't actually have any silver suits in the closet, which will surprise you. I don't have any actual sci-fi aliens. So I thought I'd go with the generic semi-rebel futuristic pilot, kind of an old military thing. So I've got a little wax jacket on. Of course, got to have a little scarf underneath to finish it off on the top. So
you look like a West Hollywood Terminator.
Little Starship Trooper pilot gets in trouble but does the right thing kind of guy. That's what I'm going with. So, and another little tidbit. I used to hear this and read this all the time from a little blog I used to follow, and look it up, fellas, and laugh at me next week. It's called The Fly Lady. She gives tips to people who have to stay at home a lot, and it's a great thing to know about now. Put shoes on in the house. It raises your productivity level. It's proven. Don't run around barefoot or in your flip-flops. Put some shoes on. You'll feel like you got to get something done.
West Hollywood Terminator. We have to make this movie. Thank you, Chad.
Oh, that's so good. Phil's in agreement. He likes that. West Hollywood Terminator. There it is.
Real quick, I think we have some folks watching on their own watch parties. So if Anthony, can you tell them very quickly how to come on over if they want to vote on our main page?
Yeah, so you got to actually go click on the actual link to the Work From Home Network TV page. I know, Chad, there's some people with your friends with watch parties, mine as well. If you want to vote and have your chance to win the $5 Venmos, come on over to the Work From Home Network TV page. Any comments on there, whether it's on Facebook, YouTube, whatever. Do it on Facebook. It's easy. That's where most of you guys are. That's where we're going to see the actual comments for you to be a part of the show. And we also, that's for the voting. It's very, very important. This is life or death situation right here.
It's real. This is real.
It's real.
It's going to change handfuls of lives, the outcome of this.
No, maybe two. Yeah, handfuls, plural. That works. Yeah. All right. So we're doing Back to the Future versus Avatar is next, correct?
Yep.
Yes, that's correct. But boy, this is hard.
All right, Back to the Future versus Avatar. Before we do that, since we just did Kenny, who is going to win? Please vote, Kenny. Again, you never cease to amaze me when you send in your picks. So last night, Kenny, if you guys want to know, Kenny had a few too many martinis, and he sent me, and we had a little text message chain on movies he wanted me to add into the mix. Unfortunately, none of them quite made the top 16. So here's what we got.
Here's Ken's favorites.
He sent me a chat. He's like, hey, Anthony, throwing back a few too many martinis tonight. I've been doing some more research. I don't know how I even found this channel, so I have some movies to include in my top 10. These are amazing, to which I replied, oh, Lord, go ahead. So he wanted to add Quantum Deep, Edward Penis Hands, 2069, A Sex Odyssey, and Barbarella to...
Barbarella's a good movie. I didn't even know I sent you that.
I knew that you would say that today. Even in your drunken stupor, you would still like Barbarella. And I then replied, I'll see if I can fit it in. And he said, that's what he said. Ken, God, I love when you have a few too many martinis. That's fantastic.
I do too.
You know, I can give you a movie right now that was not on my list because I didn't watch it until last night after I sent you my list. And that is Alita Battle Angel. Holy crap. That movie is cool.
So that's where, what is that movie about? Would you recommend people watch it? What is it about?
I 110% would recommend the watch. It is produced by James Cameron, directed by Robert Rodriguez. So that pairing, you know that it's going to be straight up epic. It's basically about a karate robot. The lead character is a young female cyborg. I guess technically you can still call her young because her brain is young. So it's a human brain, cyborg body, designed with like Martian technology. So she's a complete badass and has to fight off a bunch of other cyborgs. But I mean, just the way that the movie is done, it's A+++. If you haven't seen it, you're doing yourself a disservice.
Well, now I feel like I have to watch it, and I need maybe some. Okay. All right, here's what we got. We're going to have, I'll go ahead and get this one kicked off. Back to the Future is a 2-seed against the 7-seed Avatar. I think this is a tough decision. Back to the Future is a classic. I also think I put that in my 80s movies, so I automatically tried avoiding that one, and I think it might be a greater movie in certain aspects. In terms of its place in the history of film, because it is time travel, game changer, predicted the Cubs win all across the board. Avatar is
Go Cubs.
Avatar is, I'm a Cardinal fan. You can suck it.
I know.
Avatar is one of my top 3, and without a doubt, I think that was one of the biggest game changers in movies. The scene where, and I think there is an element of what's going on around us right now, where the nature is taking back over, and I think from a perspective of a single movie against all the back, I'm Avatar 100%. I had no doubt on this one. It was not even a hard one for me.
Okay.
Yeah, Chad, what do you got? We got Avatar with 1.
I'm going with my wife because she's super smart. The lovely, talented, beautiful Stacey Turner. She says Back to the Future. And watch, Anthony's going to ask me questions. You'd be like, did you do something wrong because you're complimenting your wife? No, sometimes you should just learn how to compliment your significant other, you dork.
And why does the square next to me smell like estrogen and it's not coming from Stacey? All right. So we got Avatar and a Back to the Future and an asterisk.
Wait, no. Apparently I get a description. I get to tell you why I'm picking at you, jabroni.
You already told us because your wife told you to.
That's what it is. Yes. No, you weren't paying attention. So Avatar clearly wins on CGI. Clearly. But Back to the Future has a badass car in it that goes back in time. It's a time machine DeLorean, and it's amazing. There's a little bit of nostalgia there, but it doesn't necessarily need all the CGI to give you a fantastic film. So that's why my vote is for Back to the Future.
Valid. Avatar was a game-changing CGI because
I'm not taking anything away from it.
It was live shot. It's different CGI. Okay. All right. So we got 1-1. Also in the comments, we've got a tie. We've got Avatar and a Back to the Future right now. So we need more people to join in on the voting so we know which way we're going. All right. Now let's, what? What are we laughing at?
So funny.
What my wife wrote?
Yeah, it's funny.
She said Avatar was blue Pocahontas.
I did not know Elizabeth Warren was in the movie. Okay.
What?
Troy boy, what do you got?
This is hard. I don't like this matchup because I really like both movies. I'm going to say this. I've been waiting so long for Avatar 2 and 3 to come out that I'm going to penalize Avatar because they haven't come out yet.
Suck it. Suck it.
When was the original movie? Like 1932?
32. I think it was 32.
We've been waiting a long time for the sequels. Back to the Future, you didn't have to wait for the sequels. They just produced them like frequently and often, and a couple of them were even okay.
Right.
So I'm going to go with Michael J. Fox and Michael Alexander Smith and choose Back to the Future. If this were 2 years from now and all the Avatar movies were to be considered, I might have to change my mind. But right now, BTTF, baby.
Well, because of quarantine, they're going to be pushed back another decade probably because they actually stopped filming of it.
It's just computers.
Avatar is down by 2-1. Right now, we've got actually a 2-1 score on the interwebs with our with the help we're getting from the audience. So we've got Avatar technically in the lead right now. That can change while Ken Paul talks. However, Ken, do you have Avatar or do you have Back to the Future?
Hi, Ken Paul.
As they'd say out in the Westerns, when a woman would be tied to a tree and the bad sheriff would ride up, ma'am, this just isn't your lucky day. Avatar, not going to get it done from here. Loved it. Great CG, but I'm always going to vote for writing creativity and performances over technology. Back to the Future. People, more quotes still from that than anything we've listed so far. And when a movie's still quoted, it's a good film. Changed our lives back then because I was in a very formidable stage when that came out. It's just incredible. It's still great to watch now. Science fiction with as much fun as you can pack in, and it didn't make fun of itself. Back to the Future, without a doubt.
Agreed.
Speaking of quotes.
Yeah. We're going to go into a next quote. Is that what we're going to do? Is it time to give
away? Don't you think we should?
I think we
should.
I
threw a softball segue up there.
You did. But the last thing I want to say, Ken, is agreed on everything you said. I'm okay with Back to the Future winning. But the comment about creativity, so it's the performance thing. The performance thing, yes, took it out of the house. But Avatar's creativity cannot be any less or more than Back to the Future.
No, it's technical creativity. The creativity in Back to the Future was script and storyline. They're two very different things battling each other.
Yes, Chad.
However, all that being said about Avatar, this was not an easy decision. So there's just having said that, shout out to Sigourney Weaver, the queen of sci-fi, who will show up again in our top 16 list.
Yeah. Real quick, I got to do a comment before we do the next quote. To which Stacy replied, Phil is off of his ADD meds. Fantastic.
Oh, dang. That's what's up.
Snap. All right, so we are going to do our next quote, which means we're giving away some money, $5 Venmos. Who's going to take it to the house? Play along with this trivia question. $5 Venmo from #BeTheChange. First person to put it in the comment box. If you're watching on a watch party, you need to be over here at the Work From Home Network TV page. So we'll give you all of 7 seconds to do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Chad's got the next quote on deck. If you've been paying attention, this one should be easy. What movie was the following quote from?
Why don't you make like a tree and get out of here?
I'm not going to put the picture up just yet.
No, you shouldn't.
Because that'll be a dead giveaway.
It's too easy.
It's too easy. Take it easy. I've always wanted to say that. Okay. All right, Chad's getting ready. We're waiting for where the quote comes from. One more time, Chad.
Why don't you make like a tree and get out of here?
Who's going to do it? When am I going to have to throw up the picture? I'm going to give it 15 seconds. But okay. Brian Bachman. That's a new one to win.
Yes!
Brian Brockman.
Hey!
All right, Brian. You are the winner of a $5 Venmo from #BeTheChange. I need you to put your I just realized what BTTF means. Somebody said that earlier on something else. Got it. Back to the future. Got it.
Future.
I thought it was something that Chad codes his text messaging with. No, not the same. Okay. So Brian Bachman, put your Venmo name underneath so that I can send you that $5 Venmo. And if you have not watched at this point, please know that I will not accept it as a charitable donation to anything or anybody. You get to do that. You choose what you do with your $5. Spread love, positivity. Give it to a frontline worker. Give it to a cab driver that's out of work. Whatever you want to do with it, or keep it for yourself and buy a damn cheeseburger. I don't care. Phil's a little confused.
Yes.
Yeah, Gone with the Wind. Phil is that Valium. When the Valium hits, somebody is flirting with one of us. It's got to be Ken Paul. Donald.
Hey, how you doing, babe?
Hey, babe. Hey, babe. Hey, babe. All right, I'm gonna go and drop the comment down so we can wrap up the beginning of the first round. Let's go with there we go. All right, Troyer. This is what we got right now. We've got back to let's see BTTF. I see what you did there. BTTF moved on, and now we've got ET versus Transformers. This is going to be a tough one for half of us. I have a feeling this might come down to the crowd.
I think it is going to come down to the crowd.
Yep. All right. So we've got ET against Transformers. Now is the time. This one means something. Put something in the comment box if you think ET is better or Transformers better. Which one would you rather watch? And then all of the series of Transformers is included, which could hurt or could help. Go for it. What do you got, Chad?
Just for a second, just to see how it feels. Let's talk about how we came to these top 16 flicks.
Okay.
We have two of us, these gentlemen down here, over here, that did not even vote for Transformers at all in their top 20 lists. And it was number 11 on my list. So where did it end up on your list, you jackass?
Me? I think it ended up number 1. It ended up
Which jackass?
That's I think it wasn't on your guys' list, so I think that was a no-brainer. So yeah, Transformers. So I took an hour and a half to create my list. It was a very difficult time to figure this out. Transformers.
I'm going through a tough time.
Transformers started out at 11 and then kept bumping up because I was like, Chad's Rocky IV mentality. If there is Transformers 1 is on television, I stop what I'm doing. I stop wearing my pants, especially on the scene where she's fixing the car. Different story. But fact is, you cannot turn it off in my world. I just admitted to masturbation.
What? No. The watchability, listen, I get that the watchability is there, but there are other factors at play. So you guys are voting on this right now because he had it at number 1, my friend. So that's why this is in the
Where was
top
yours?
15.
Where was yours?
Mine was at number 11, dude. It wasn't even in my top 10.
Mathematically, that would have still put you. That still would have put it in if two of us had
If everybody would have voted for it.
No, if you and I both voted 10, it would have been the number 16 seed. Anyways, Troyer's bored out of his mind. Troyer, we'll start with you. Go ahead, because you haven't had your beer yet. So, anyways, all right, Troyer, go ahead. ET.
I was fascinated by the math there. It was amazing. I had to open my mouth in order to make the calculations make sense.
Same with KP.
Cars that are secretly aliens coming from outer space to turn into all things a freaking Camaro. I mean, I can't. I didn't grow up with these things because I'm 10 years older than you fools, and I apologize for that. E.T. is a little thing in a basket. He wanted to go home. It was Spielberg. It was amazing. Extraterrestrial all the way.
Yes, Chad.
I'm going to defend the Transformers franchise right now because I feel compelled to do so.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, they made a deal with... No, it's going to be short. Just settle down, Troyer.
That's what I usually say.
They made a deal with GM to make it a Camaro. Bumblebee was never a Camaro in the cartoon, in the comics. He was a VW bug. So, yeah, they screwed it.
That would have changed everything.
Yeah, then the whole movie would have had issues with Diesel. Anyways.
Whoa, there it is. Shot across the bow, V-dubs.
Too soon. Is Troyer frozen like the Matrix? Oh, wow. He held that solid. That was great. Okay, so as of right now, we've got our Fishburne. Are you voting? Is that your vote for Transformers, or are you just sticking up for Transformers?
Yeah,
I
pick
was
one.
sticking up for transfer. If you want me to go ahead and vote, I don't know if you're gonna like the way this one goes, homie. And I'm talking to you, Russo.
Make it easy. I'm gonna make it as close as it's gonna get right now, and I'm gonna say Transformers because it was my top pick. E.T. is classic. It's one of the greatest movies, period, of all time, top 10. But again, the way that I stated the competitions, if two are on TV right now, which one do I watch? And I go with Transformers. So Transformers it is for me. Yep. That's it. We by the way, I do have one teammate on the sidelines. We got Donald Brandt. Transformers by far better storylines, better characters.
Plus
Megan Fox. Donald, I represent. Okay. All right. So we've got 1-1. Chad, go ahead. What's your vote?
Okay, so the watchability, I'm not going to deny it. If Transformers comes on, I'm going to watch it because short history, as to not lose viewers. I collected all the toys when I was a kid. I watched the cartoon when I was a kid. And yes, they had an animated movie back in 1986. So I am a little bit of a Transformers nerd. So when they came out the first time, regardless of whether or not that douche, Michael Bay, directed the film or produced the film, the watchability factor is the winner. But as far as an all-time classic with an amazing cast, perfectly acted, and a story that'll still tug on your heartstrings, I have to go with E.T.
Wow.
Yeah, there you go. I can't. It's just like Back to the Future. I can't disagree with it. Troyer, wrap it up for us.
I already did. Kenny gets to wrap it up.
Oh yeah, Ken. Yeah, the other old guy. Go for it. Shatter my dreams.
My buddy Frank says, both of those blow. I'll go to Village Theater. Yes, shout out to Village Theater in Atlanta, Georgia. That is the improv theater that I helped found. So I love you, Dr. Frank.
Nice. I thought he was talking about where Ken's going to go in that outfit to the Village. No.
Oh, see. All right. I'm not going to give this a lot of discussion, which will surprise everybody. E.T., one of the best movies ever made. Like you said, Anthony, something you'll never hear said about the Transformers series ever. I'll finish with why I'm choosing E.T. Transformers is what happens when CGI shits its pants and has the worst actor in Hollywood as the star.
Wait, are you talking about Shia?
Let's not say his name out loud.
So before we go into the beer and before we go into the next trivia question for $5 Venmos, I have a philosophy about Shia. He is batshit crazy. He's batshit crazy. I think he is one of the, and now we're really going to have a disagreement. I think he's one of the most talented actors in the last 10 years. He's just nuts and you can't rein him in.
And you're hosting a movie show? You're kidding me.
Have you seen Peanut Butter Falcon? Have you seen
after he was 14 years old, he's the worst actor in Hollywood.
I disagree. I just think he is. All right, so here's the deal. Ken, if you're still alive when this happens, if Shia LaBeouf ever wins an Academy Award, you're buying me a dinner at Keen's.
I'll buy you Keen's.
Oh, yes.
All right. There's someday that if this happens, if he can get his head straight on, I'm going to be owning Keen's. Okay, so
all right.
Shout out to Peanut Butter Falcon, Kelly below. Thank you very much. Stacy, your lovely wife. Does she like Shia LaBeouf or hate him as much as they do?
I don't think she's a Shia fan, but let me just ask her since she's 10 feet away.
She's chanting him.
Do you like Shia or not?
Yeah.
She's got her headphones on, so she's not paying attention. That is a usual occurrence.
Yep. Okay. All right. So we've got the first part rounded out, which means it's let's see what we got. We're gonna have the Matrix. Let me write this down real quick because I'll put it in the box. Matrix versus Blade Runner.
Wow, that's a toughie.
And then Back to the Future against E.T. We already have 2 Venmo winners. We're gonna be doing another one quickly.
Oh,
Back to the Future. I love my handwriting. 0 cents. All right.
Keen's is a steak restaurant, Mom. Keen's is a steak restaurant.
Yeah. What are Keen's? Okay, so I'll make it easier. Gibson's, or so you got to buy me Gibson's or Keen's. There we go. The whole restaurant. Oh
my God.
Now I get what she was doing. She was seeing if she said his name 3 times, he would appear like Beetlejuice. That's great.
If you could make Michael Keaton appear, then I would do it. But I don't think I need Shia to appear.
Yeah,
he might be a nice guy. I didn't say he wasn't a nice guy.
Troyer,
he's a loon.
Let's get hammered now that we're talking about Shia LaBeouf. Our resident beer expert, Matt Troyer. What do we got?
Ladies and gentlemen, directly from Sun River, Oregon, it's Vicious Mosquito. There it is. It's an IPA. It's delicious. 6.7% ABV. We've talked about this on other shows. IPA means a little more hops, a little more bitter, a little more alcohol. Enjoy Vicious Mosquito. Isn't that a great name for a beer? I love it.
It is.
Go ahead, Chad.
I was going to say, it sounds like you're in that tin can, though.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on today.
I don't know what's going on.
The man with the fastest internet on the planet. It sounds like he swallowed a gargoyle, but it's not that bad. Don't worry. It's just at least you got your note cards. What I do like is that it's the Matrix, or we're talking about the Matrix coming up next, and you actually had a red beer can. So technically, you'd be taking the red pill. That's great. Yeah. Did we figure out if the red pill was reality or which one was which? Do we actually remember?
I thought that was a trivia question.
But no, we decided to not make it one because we didn't know the damn answer.
We don't know the answer. Right. Somebody could throw it out and we'd be like, cool.
Yeah. You can say whatever you want. Yeah. If anybody wants to help us on that, you don't get any $5 Venmo, but which one is
red pill is the unpleasant truth one. Red pill is the let's have reality. Blue pill is go back to sleep.
Got it. I got it.
Time to go night. It's the night pill.
So your red beer can right there it's reality.
That is a large red pill.
That is a large red pill. All right, I'm going to go ahead and pull the beer of the day, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to start getting crunk like Mr. Matrix down there, like Neo, go ahead and drink a little Vicious Mosquito IPA.
You're going to bust my chops on dope, and you still say crunk?
I'm not going to fight you on that one.
Okay, good talk. Yeah, that's probably what you should do. Not fight me.
That's ratchet.
Another.
Oh, okay.
Donald is on fire. That's another great movie, Lawless. I just have to respectfully disagree that you guys think he's a bad actor. I
didn't say he was a bad actor. I didn't say he was a bad actor. He's actually not that bad. He's not the worst. He's definitely not the best, and he's not the worst.
He was bad.
He did say he was bad, but I'm okay with him making fun of him because he's a nut.
Yeah, he's absolutely crazy. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put it in the box. Let's see. How many? We've done 2, so is it time for another quote? Yeah, it's time for another quote. Let's see. What are we going to do? Since Transformers is out, I'm going to go ahead and do a Transformers. Nope, we're going to skip that one. Never mind. Yeah, we'll do Transformers. Did I ever actually write down? There we go. All right, because this is going to lead into Chatty having a little conversation. So, who directed most of the Transformers? Put it in the comment box below. First person to put it wins. Who directed most of the Transformers? It was not Chad. Chad did not direct them.
No, but he told us earlier. Chad said earlier who directed it. So
correct.
If you're listening, type fast.
Type fast if you're listening. Who directed most of the Transformers? The last Transformers was not directed by the same person. The correct answer here. $5 Venmo if you get it from hashtag Be The Change.
There it is.
Oh, that was so close. Oh, Frank got it. Yes, yep, we're going to accept Frank Michael Busy. Michael Busy as a mistype.
His autocorrect is on fire. Frank, are you okay? You doing okay? You got a little. There it is.
Yes. The doctor is in. Frank is actually a doctor. So you know what? Medical professionals. Round of applause to all of our medical professionals. He's helping folks out in the greater Atlanta area. What a fantastic human being. I love me some Dr. Frank.
I love that he corrected it. That's great. Thank you. You're the winner. What I need you to do, Dr. Frank, I need you to put your Venmo right below that so he can send you that $5. And as a doctor, you may or may not want it. It doesn't matter because you're going to share it with somebody. You're going to share it with one of your nurses. You're going to share it with one of the porters. You're going to do whatever. You're going to spread positivity, which for this moment, I'm going to go ahead and give you guys the little ditty about I'm going to take that down, about our Be the Change Ambassador of the Day story we did on Power Hour Live earlier. So it's that time of day. So, gentlemen, this is a pretty cool story. I know you guys are going to like this one. The big thing about Be the Change right now, especially in the world we live in, is we have an opportunity to help our fellow man so much instead of worrying about what's going on with the government. This is the peak opportunity to show our humanity and our oneness, and one little kind act can spread love across the board. So there's a really cool story on the Today Show today, which I would love for you guys to check out.
Here's the first one. I love this one. A taxi driver in Spain has been giving coronavirus patients free rides to and from the hospital. So the staff wanted to thank him and surprise him at the same time. So they lured him in and they told him that there was yet another patient who needed a ride home. He had no idea. The nurses and the doctors, everyone was there to show their appreciation. He was caught off guard, obviously, and touched by their thoughtfulness. And by the way, the driver was also given an envelope with a collection taken up at the hospital to help cover his costs.
Nice.
It's a pretty cool story. So whole point behind that, obviously, is it's just people helping people right now, and it's leading to, I mean, he never expected to get a collection or money behind it. People are just helping each other, and then people are helping each other back, and that's what Be the Change is all about. So, yes.
Frank already knows what he's going to do with his money.
I didn't know. I saw that. That's classic.
That is fantastic.
Frank, because there's a lot of these workers that are out of work right now, so sometimes you just got to support the gay stripper fund. So
that's what's up.
Yep,
I love it. Full support. Just like those G-strings, baby.
Ken is dead silent on this one. He's like,
he give up. I'm still not sure what my next career is going to be. I'm thinking.
He's gonna write for the reboot of Murder, She Wrote.
They do have a spot for you in New Orleans. All right, we got to do the next one. Matrix versus Blade Runner. Matrix versus Blade Runner. Who do you got? I put it in the box. Let's start voting. All right. I'm going to make
I wonder who Matt's going to pick.
This is hard.
It's Matrix. Matrix for me. Done. Next. Who's up? Let's go with Chad.
That would be a second for Matrix, even though this is tough. I still am going with the Matrix, dude. Yeah.
All right. Let's go straight down to KP Smitty.
I'm going to give a little Blade Runner love out there. I've been in love with that film for so long. I think it did as much changing of the guard as Matrix did, and it's got a bigger piece of my heart. Blade Runner.
Okay.
This is
dressed as Neo.
This is one where the sequels hurt the original.
Ooh,
for me.
Okay.
I wish the new one was out. They're refilming, or they're doing sequel number 4 with Carrie-Anne Moss and Keanu and everyone on board. So I'm excited for that, but it's not out yet. 3 was abysmal. 2 was passable. I'm going to leave this up to the audience. I'm actually going to vote.
That's the right call.
All right.
I like that call.
Blade Runner.
We got 2-2. We got 2 for Blade Runner, 2 for Matrix. Right when Blade Runner was out, they brought their older starting lineup in, and they ended up tying it up. So we're going to go to the crowd. We've got Oh Sweet Matrix over. I think that's a vote for Matrix. Or
I think so too.
Yep.
Because he's putting Carrie-Anne Moss in there, so that's telling me that he's a fan, and she is a badass in the whole series.
We've got 3 for Matrix. I don't know if there's any above. No, none above that. And we've got 1 vote.
One Blade
Runner. Which, ladies and the Oracle. Frank snuck in there. Blade Runner, Stacey Turner. So we've got a 3-1 vote, which means in overtime, the Matrix going to the championship match of week number 1 of the Sci-Fi episode, which brings us to Back to the Future against E.T.
Oh my God, this is crazy.
Who is 100% set in their options?
I'll go Back to the Future. I love both movies. Michael J. Fox, the Mad Professor, the DeLorean, all of that. I've got to put BTTF ahead of ET.
You know what's funny? I know what Stacey's mad about. Hold on. What is it? Back to the Future versus, help me out.
E.T.
Oh, sorry. Thank you.
We just had 2 late votes come in for Blade Runner. So,
yep. You know what? Yeah, we did, which would have tied it up. But you know what happens? You know what happens when you put up the 3 after the clock is already at 0? If it goes in, it doesn't effing matter. So
you're not wrong, sir. You're not wrong.
Fair enough.
Got to be quick.
The show must go on.
Mm-hmm. All right. So Back to the Future versus E.T. Vote now. Put it in the box. Help us count. The quicker the better, as we learn that it matters. All right. So who voted first? That was
I voted BTTF.
Okay. All right.
BTTF.
And BTFR as well.
All right. What do you got, Chad?
It's a time traveling DeLorean, baby. That's listen. That's really all I need to say. On top of the fantastic cast, the awesome writing, and I mean, come on, it's freaking Michael J. Fox at his best, at his finest. How do you not love? He's an American icon. And Christopher Lloyd, are you serious with the Doc Brown role? Come on. If you're not voting for this movie, then there's something wrong with you. I'm just kidding. There's not something wrong with you.
Phil is still having issues. He said the votes are not late. kind of like some of the girls that worked at your hotel that were already at Planned Parenthood in the 80s. All right, good. Okay.
Phil
There
just
is
mailed
nothing
his
wrong with you
ballot
if you
in.
vote for ET, Chad. There's nothing wrong with you because it's an incredibly hard decision. If you go back and forget some CG and go back to old school movie making, you watch ET, it will break your friggin' heart. However, I still got to go Back to the Future overall, but I hate to dump ET as a number one, but I got to go Back to the Future.
And this is in spite of the last in the series because I'm getting some flack over going Back to the West. Didn't enjoy that one. Wasn't my favorite, but the original is enough to carry it over the top for me.
Bad sequel can't ruin one of the best first movies ever. Can't.
Correct.
Technically, it can, but I didn't think it was that still watchable.
It can here.
Did we have? So we had 3 for Back to the Future already.
Yeah.
Is that what happened? Yeah. Well, I'm the ET guy, so I'm gonna go ahead.
It's not a bad pick. That's a super tough matchup. That's
Now
what
you pick. Now you pick a quality film. Now, okay.
just like the girls working at the hotel. I'm late on this one. So
Okay, there it is.
all right. Okay, so that one's easy enough. That means we're moving to our final. We've got Matrix against Back to the Future. Matrix against Back to the Future. I'm going to go ahead and throw this up in the chat box. Start voting now. 1 versus 2. The 2 favorites are going at it. Uh-oh. We got a special guest.
Oh, look at that. Look at that. Hey, how you doing, KC? Good to see you, buddy.
We're getting some Tennessee love today. Brian, Casey, I love it.
Nice.
And if,
Well
and if
done.
there's budget that needs to get spent on anything involving advertisement, hey, throwing that out there.
Yeah, sponsor, #sponsors.
We have 10 viewers. Send us your money.
Wow.
Hey, we gotta
wow.
back off, Troyer. Lisa apparently worked at that hotel with Phil. So
And that's probably the end of the stories that we should tell.
all right, so we're doing Back to the Future. Wait, what is it? Yeah, Back to the Future against E.T. I'm going to put this in the chat box.
No,
Back
against
to
Matrix.
the
No, we're in the
Future.
final round. Matrix, Back to the Future.
Oh, sorry, Matrix, Back to the Future. My bad. Matrix. All right.
Oh, boy.
Lisa said no more stories.
Hey, look, it's the number 1 and number 2 seed. We didn't
It
have
is.
that last week.
Favorites going at it. Let's see. Oh wait, that's not the one I
Like
want.
the Bears against the Bears in 2.
No more stories. Apparently, they had a coat room that we don't want to talk about.
Whoa. Hey.
All right. So here's what we got, ladies and gentlemen. We've got Back to the Future against the Matrix. Crowd, you can start commenting now. This is where we need you guys to put it in because the final one, I really want to let you guys answer before we really get into it. So in the comment box, go ahead and tell us what you think between Back to the Future against the Matrix, best sci-fi film. And again, this is not the winner. This is the winner of week 1. Do you have week 2 up there so we can make sure
Here it
people
comes.
aren't missing out?
Here's
this
week 2.
Week 2, we still have Terminator, Children of Men, Jurassic Park, Mad Max, Alien, Inception, Star Wars, and Fifth Element. That'll be next week.
God, that's going to be just as tough.
And they'll be facing off against our final. So, all right, here's what we got. Let's have one of you guys go. Who wants to go first? Matrix versus Back to the Future.
I'll go. I'm dressed
Maddie.
for it. I love Back to the Future. And I'll tell you what, I think my decision is going to be based on overall, I probably wouldn't call Back to the Future in my mind. If you say, oh, let's talk science fiction, it's not going to be the first genre that leaps to my mind for this. Yes, I know there's a time traveling machine, but if you say sci-fi, probably the first movie that comes to my mind is Star Wars and the Matrix. So in a pure, just going for the genre with 2 great films and franchises, I'm going to vote for the Matrix.
All right, so we got 1 for the Matrix. We got people on the outside it's pretty split right now. We need more comments to let us know how they feel. And I'm just loving this storyline on the side. Lisa is just confirmed 15 years worth of rumors about the hotel she worked at. Glad I brought that up. All right, so Back to the Future versus the Matrix. We have done 1, 2, 3.
I never stayed at that hotel. God damn it! Never.
Phil said Back to the Future should have been on the rom-com episode.
Hey, not. I don't think that's totally wrong.
We
It is
started
on
with
every
genres. We
single
have.
sci-fi list ever. It's a sci-fi movie.
All right. Let's do our third quote, Chad. Are you ready for this one?
Absolutely. Let's
All right.
do it.
So here's what's going to happen, people. We've got a few people watching, and we need to give away some more stuff courtesy of hashtag Be the Change. Chad likes to do the quotes, and he does a great voice of all of them. So we're going to make sure he does it here. He's going to do the quote. I need you guys to put in the comments. If you are watching right now on a watch party, make sure you are over at the Work From Home Network TV page on the Facebook so we can see your answer. First one to comment is going to be the winner of $5 Venmo from Be the Change. Chad, and action.
Bell.
Why, Mr. Anderson? Why do you persist? Because I choose to.
Oh, that's good. All right, first person put in the.
I like the movie melding. I like the
I
movie.
love that you did him from another movie.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Good.
You're welcome.
What movie is that from? Do you guys want to hit it?
Ding, 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 ding.
Philly Wilcox for his daily dose of $5. The Matrix. He's paying his rent on this show. Love it. See, this is what happens with Chad's friends. They do too much. They say too many things and ruin it by taking too long to type it in when the Matrix would have been the right answer. So the long.
What do you mean? What happens with my friends, you Jack Johnson?
Well, because you're long-winded and did say
oh, you mean I'm rubbing off on them? That was where you got it. Okay.
Well, it's better you're rubbing off on them instead of Ken.
Nope. Moving along.
Okay, all right. All right.
I can see them going to happen now.
You're going to wreck our sponsorship opportunities.
Oh, yeah, good point. All right, so rubbing off that good mojo. That's what I like to do. Okay.
That's what it
I
is.
think the mustache already did that.
Oh, that's really nice, Phil. I love you too, buddy.
Yeah. All right, Phil, you are $5 Venmo. Got it. I still think I need Dr. Lockwood's, Dr. Lockwood and Brian's. What is that one about?
That really caught Ken. That really caught Ken.
It's the blue pill.
Do you want to have a minute? Do you want to have a minute so we can talk about it?
You want to step into another box, Phil?
No, I can mute. I'm going to be laughing for a minute. I'll just mute.
I feel like the blue pill finally kicked in on KP.
And I'm alone.
If anybody's wondering what I'm talking about, this is it right here. Kenny Blue Pill.
Blue pill.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So here's what we got, ladies and gents. We have one vote on our crew. We need more people voting on the side for whether or not you think it's Back to the Future or Matrix. So right now we've got one for Matrix. We're going to go ahead and head over to Ken Paul. Ken Paul.
These are all sci-fi films. Whether they're feel-good or whether they're full of CGI, doesn't matter. Back to the Future. Sci-fi movie. Have I watched it more on purpose than The Matrix? Yes. It gets my vote.
Back to the Future does.
Back to the Future.
Okay. All right.
1-1.
Got a 1-1 answer. I'll defer to Chad. I'm going to defer to Chad.
Of course you're going to defer to me. Here's the thing. This is such a tough matchup that I am literally still deciding in my head. That's how tough this one is, because you have something that we didn't mention as far as the entire all-encompassing movie experience is the soundtrack from Back to the Future. I mean, we're talking about the theme music, Huey Lewis. I mean, it's got old school jams in there as well. This is super tough, but that might actually be the overall cinematic experience. And yes, I know, I've mentioned it before, but it's got a time-traveling DeLorean. I'm picking Back to the Future, baby.
88 miles an hour.
So for the championship match of week 1, we're leaning on a damn soundtrack.
Dr. Frank was saying, do it, Chad. Do it. Do it.
We've got a lot of votes for Back to the Future.
We do.
Let's see. Yeah, we got
I'd
Matrix.
love to know if
we got 2 Matrix and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm screwed because I am 100% Matrix on this one. I don't understand how. Yes, Chad.
we have car nerds that are in the audience, so I'd love to know if anybody actually knows what model that DeLorean is. Fun fact, not for any bucks. This one's just because I want to know if you know.
So I'm gonna explain why The Matrix to me is a no-brainer in this one, because I've been anti Back to the Future on this. I am with Matt in the sense I don't necessarily believe this was a full-blown sci-fi movie. It's if you were to list it on the best 100 movies of all time between the two, I think probably I'd go Back to the Future. But if we're talking straight sci-fi, The Matrix is the ultimate sci-fi movie.
That means the audience decides, baby.
I know they do, and I'm essentially doing the swan song for The Matrix in what I believe is to be bullspit. That
Casey Kilmer is correct with DMC-12. Well done, sir.
Did we not expect Casey to have that one correct?
Well done.
All right. So my vote is for The Matrix, which means it's tied 2-2, and in overtime, they did not get their players off the bench. Their best players fouled out, and across the board. Oh, Kelly. So Kelly's into techno. I shouldn't say techno. I just sounded like I'm 60 years old. She's into electronic music.
You mean club shit?
So she and I actually did I don't like that kind of music, but I like the way it fit because it's sci-fi, not bubble pop, whatever 80s stuff. But Casey is saying that she's incorrect. So in overtime,
correct the 80s crowd. They pay your bills, Anthony.
Yeah. They're both amazing. This is a tough decision, but I had to do it. I love that this is going to the audience. That's why we do this show, my friends.
Why we do it, so the audience can pick the right movie. That's why we do it.
Oh, snap. I shot across the bow, Ken Paul. I liked it. That's going to be a low high five. Low high five right there. No?
I don't know what's happening.
Bam. There it is. He's raising the roof still. I don't know.
That was like an awkward, white bro high five thing. All right. So
are you riding a pony now?
I'm riding my couch.
Oh, okay.
That's why we can't have nice things. All right. So much to my chagrin, and this is why it is a democracy, as I said earlier, what would have been a no-brainer in my book. I'm going to go ahead and, unsubscribe. I agree. The Matrix lost to the 2 seed, Back to the Future, round 1 champ, which means our next week episode when we have our second version of this fun stuff going against Terminator, Children of Men, Jurassic Park, Mad Max, Alien, Inception, Star Wars, and Fifth Element. That'll be next week, and the winner of that will face off, boom, at the end again.
Nothing lighthearted or tear-jerky on that list. That's gonna.
What do you notice about that list? It's all actually sci-fi movies.
Oh! Just like all of these were sci-fi movies on everybody's list online, but whatever, moron.
Yeah. It's straight up time travel, guys. Come on, it's sci-fi. It's as simple as it is.
It's on every side of the list.
Well, Somewhere in Time featured time travel too, but that doesn't make it a science fiction movie.
No, because we're going to do the online.
Oh, wait, Chad, we totally forgot something earlier because we did the I totally forgot. Oh, we did the Michael Bay thing, without you telling your story about being on.
We moved on to the next thing. It didn't happen. I was okay with letting it go. It's basically I had an opportunity to work with Michael Bay. So if you've heard stories about him being a douche, I can 100% tell you that is correct. Straight from the horse's mouth. I was an extra in the film. I didn't actually have a speaking role, but I was brought in to be for Transformers 3. Terminator's next week. Transformers 3, Dark of the Moon, brought in as an extra, one of these elite fighting dudes. There was no martial arts involved. It was just, wear a suit and carry a gun, or wear this, bodysuit of armor. And he was like one take right after the other. So you've got it's almost like a firefighter. You had on 40 pounds, 50 pounds of equipment, and he's like, 1 take, 2 take, 3 take, 4. And he didn't even care that people were passing out. People needed oxygen. He was just just yelling at people. He didn't care about anything except getting his shots. So if you've heard that he's a douche, that's pretty much what I can attest to.
Well, on the flip side, I hear James Cameron's a true pussycat.
Oh, good stuff. All right. So that's a good story. We're going to end it with one final trivia question. Donald, to answer your question, Blade Runner lost on this episode. It did quite well. And then Fifth Element will be on next week's Sci Fi.
That's my dark horse for next week is The Fifth Element. That is an amazing film.
Everyone?
Ken, watch Children of Men before next week.
Everyone?
If you haven't seen it.
Watch Children of Men. I think
I have, but I'll have to watch it before evening so that I remember the plot. I'll watch it this week.
Yep. All right.
Ken's like our drunk uncle. Like,
take my ginkgo biloba so I can remember the facts. All right. So, guys, this is our last trivia of the day. We're having $5 Venmos from #BeTheChange. So put your comment in the box. First person to answer this question correctly is our final winner of the day. We've got Phil, Dr. Lockwood, Brian, and Mom is getting $5. So, all right. Mom. All right. Question number 5. First person to put it in the box below. Who directed the 1986 movie Aliens? First person put it in the box. Who's going to be the winner?
Frank Lockwood, Children of Men with their cinematic loose stool.
Frank Lockwood is in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Put that up on the screen.
Sounds like the doctor gave a
God, that's good.
A laxative? Were you going for laxative there?
No, I was going to say a proctology exam or something. I don't know.
Quite possible.
Who directed the 1986 movie Aliens? First person to put it in the box. Who's going to be the winner? Who's getting $5 from
What's in the box? What's in the box?
I think the director put it in the box too, if I'm not mistaken, with who starred.
I just want that as a T-shirt now. Children of Men equals cinematic loose stool. I just want that.
You know what? I got a card for that. Hold on. Where is it?
Is it Murder, She Wrote?
No, it's rare. # rare insults.
That is, yeah. Nice. He does have a card for that.
Okay, get ready for it. Ready, and
Billy
our winner.
Wilcox.
Ken is there. Ken is late. Okay. James Cameron is the correct answer. We actually just said it right before this. I can't imagine why you weren't listening. What happened? So that's our final winner of the day.
Welcome to hour 2 of the telethon. We hope you're enjoying yourselves.
We have tap dancing monkeys on next.
66-minute mark.
Yeah. I'll figure out a way to shorten this just a hair. But in the meantime, I think
who better than you?
It was my Michael Bay story that took it over. I'm sorry.
No, we're good.
Who better than you to shorten things, Anthony?
That's true. That's good. Kelly, any comments? You still there? All right.
Chad just got it.
Which is amazing that he can. It's amazing he could feel it from that far away.
Maybe you just saw my face.
I crush you.
I crush you. All right. So the next episode is going to be college movies. Wednesday, we're coming back with college movies. So make sure you stick around for that. Our best college movies. So we're going to have a round robin on that one. I'm going to speed talk through it and make it nice and short, just like apparently my peen. So,
are these college sci-fi movies?
Hey. Wait, was he in high school? Well, technically, he's been in high school for 50 years, Michael J. Fox. I don't know.
College sci-fi rom-coms. Here we go.
If you guys only knew the fighting we had behind the scenes on what included a sci-fi movie, you guys would be amazed that we're still friends. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you guys on Wednesday at 2 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, 5 o'clock Eastern, 4 o'clock Central Time, which is my time. Thank you guys for joining us. Please join us again for our college episode, because that one should be quite a lot of fun. And next week, Monday, we have our sci-fi. Yes, Chad?
Does Old School count as a college film? Because I think it feels like it does.
Stab you in the face. Yes, it counts.
Are you kidding me?
This is a joke, right?
No, I just wanted to make sure, because it's adults. It's adults going to college. I just wanted to make sure it fits.
Okay, so folks, we're getting the next 4 days of our lives will be lost arguing again. We'll see you on the show, though.
Bye-bye.
Sweet Jesus. You literally said the words, Chad. They were guys that went back to college. It never said anything about being college age. It's in the name. It's in the name, Chad.
Oh my God, that was fun. I don't think we don't keep people, but we got. Hey,